Here's something I wish I knew when I started producing. More tracks is not always better, it is sound selection that matters. I will explain what I mean and I will show you an example later in the video. My name is Matt Flank, let's get started. So if you're anything like me when I started producing, you're probably looking at a lot of tutorials and breakdowns of songs. You're getting inspired by people that make way better music than you, and if you look at the breakdown of their projects, you see a lot of tracks and you think, in order to make a better song, I need more tracks. And in a sense that is true, but you're missing one key element. The people that you're looking up to, they probably have been producing for years and they know exactly what they're doing. Their sound selection, so the sound they choose, are very distinct. They know what sound they're choosing and why they're choosing it. When in comparison, if you're just starting out, you might just be grabbing random sounds, throwing them on top of each other and see if they sound good. So here's what I want you to do. Stop looking at the number of tracks to determine whether you're doing a good job or not. Instead, try focusing on sound selection. Only choose a sound if you know that sound is good and is going to fit within the music. And if the sound is not exactly what you want, you can tweak it to make it fit better. Of course, this is going to take some skill and some practicing in order to get this right, and it is just a matter of consistent exercise that is going to make you improve at this. However, be careful and don't get stuck trying to be a perfectionist when choosing your sounds. I definitely find myself struggling with this, and I still do up to this date, which is trying to find the perfect sound, and that can stop you from making better songs and finishing songs. So now we're gonna jump into Ableton, and I want to show you that you don't need a lot of sounds, but just good sounds in order to get a full mix or to make your track sound full. And I want to show you how with very simple drums, bass sound design, and some white noise, you can create a really full sounding drop. Let's take a listen. So as you can hear, everything really has its own space, and the drums and the bass really interlock with each other in my opinion. What I want to talk about in this video is sample selection and sound selection. So let's take a look at the drums on its own. You can see I have samples from XRE, which is a pack I found in LoopCloud, and there is not a lot done to it in terms of processing except for some compression, soft clipping and saturation. Let's take a listen without the processing. It's mostly quieter, so if we turn it up, you can hear that even without any processing it already sounds pretty okay. So that's the first thing, sample selection. Next up, let's take a look at this bass. As you can see, it's all MIDI and it's all Serum, but for this specific bass, it is really a lot of processing that's going on. As you can see, we have a very big processing chain, and on this bass as well. So if we take a look at the Serum preset for this one, you can see that this is simply 2 sound waves, a subwave that is 4 oscillators down, and some noise and filtering. So the technique that I'm using for this bass sound design is sine compression. Frequent has a really good video about this on his YouTube channel. I will link it below if you want to watch it. I'm not going to go in depth because this is not something I can explain in a short period of time. So essentially what you can take away from this is that even though my drums and bass are both very easy and very simple, I made a very conscious decision when it comes to the sound design, and that's what makes it sound full even though there is only 2 elements playing. And then finally, to make this drop sound finished, I added some white noise sweeps. Let's take a listen to those on their own. As you can see, nothing too special going on, but they really add to the sound. So before we end the video, I'm gonna do a quick recap of what we learned in this episode. So what we learned is that the amount of tracks you have doesn't really matter. I used to look at this a lot when I was just starting out, and I would think that, oh no, I have only 30 tracks right now, it is not going to sound good. When in fact that is not the reason at all that your songs are not sounding full. What does matter is the sound selection. Try to make very conscious decisions when choosing sounds and make sounds that actually sound good on their own and in context. This video is going to be part 1 of a little series that I'm starting, which is things I wish I knew when I started producing in Ableton. And in this series I will share a video every week. If there is something that you know now that you wish you knew, please share it with me in the comments and I will happily include it in a future video. And please let me know what you think about this series, any feedback is welcome. I hope to see you in the next video. Thank you for watching. My name is Matt Flank. Peace out.